Welcome everyone. This is the Carbo Raider. Today I'm going to be rating two things, Dr. Berg and my garden. I got a garden update for you, do some harvesting. But first we're going to start harvesting Dr. Berg's corruptness, badness, scamming. He made this video a few days ago with some claims that people are after him. He's saying that he has finally been censored. I've been trying to get Dr. Berg censored, banned, his misinformation restricted for like 5 years now. So it's about time YouTube took some kind of action against scammers like Dr. Berg. Let's see, my video title says, Dr. Eric Berg finally gets censored, but my title there might not be true. I suspected it wasn't true. Well, it's kind of blurry line there that these right-wingers play, you know? They've been doing this for years. I'm just getting into this, and so I don't know for sure what's going on. We're going to find out. But I will bet that Dr. Berger is just exaggerating this up, like I've seen a lot of right-wingers do over on the Republican side. With any little thing that happens on the internet, they claim censorship and taking away my free speech to be heard by a lot of people on someone else's website. And Jordan Peterson has recently been doing this. I covered this, so I'm going to keep this short. We have been there. So we're going to take a look. I couldn't watch Dr. Berg's video. I can hardly stand to listen to him for more than a few seconds. But it's much easier for me to handle if I'm watching someone else's reaction video to get the reaffirmation that Dr. Berg is a piece of crap. And who better than Dr. Berg's own son down here, Ian, who like a couple of years ago exposed his father as a Scientologist. Here is Ian doing a reaction video to Dr. Berg's video.
What does he have to say? What is he upset about?
Well, it's official. YouTube has just now...
It's official. 2 points on it's official. See, that's another reason I wouldn't want to watch this whole video, man. It would take like 6 hours. Just the first 2 words he says, I got 2 things to say about that. Saying it's official suggests that he thought this might be coming, as right-wingers do, because they know they're doing something wrong. And number 2, saying it's official completely bypasses the viewer's nature to wonder where the truth is. Saying it's official completely bypasses whether it's even true or not. You see people do this a lot. It's hard to describe this. This is a way of tricking people to get them to not even question whether something's true or not, just to assume it's true. This is a good mind trick.
Well, it's official. YouTube has just now banned anything related to health that doesn't align with the general medical consensus.
Okay, I don't want to get too deep into this, because we have been there. YouTube does have restrictions on this kind of thing, as they should, and they've taken down a couple of my videos about the virus, which I mostly understand. One of those videos was about Dr. Berg. It was pretty irritating that they took my video down when the problem with that video was the stuff that Dr. Berg was saying, and they hardly touched Dr. Berg. No more talk about the virus. Let's talk about general medical information. If what he's saying is true, then a ton of my videos would be gone right now. Is YouTube deleting a ton of his videos? Some of them should be deleted. You can't just say whatever you want. The First Amendment has never said that you can just say what you want. We all learned this in school. You know, you can't yell fire in a crowded theater. We've all heard this.
Already pretty general, pretty...
General. Yeah, can we get some specifics? I'm always asking for specifics.
A very broad, general statement. Not a lot of specifics there. Maybe he'll get specific.
So if any information...
Maybe, but right-wingers rarely do. That's the game they have to play. See, when you're lying, when you're a liar, trying to trick people, you don't want to get specific. Keep it vague, like saying, they...
But they're going to change the algorithms. So they're going to replace those videos that were popular, that had lots of likes.
That were popular. See, right there. Because he was getting such a big platform, and his stuff was getting out there a lot, and now their algorithm changed, and now I'm being repressed. Such bullshit.
They're going to change the algorithms. So they're going to replace those videos that were popular, that had lots of likes and lots of engagement with medical information.
Guys, can you believe that?
Yeah.
They are going to take videos that got a lot of views and likes and replace it with verified medical information that's perhaps peer-reviewed and put against the actual scientific method reviewed by people who know what they're talking about.
And not people like Berg, he's a nobody. He's not a scientist. He's a Scientologist. That should have never been the way it was, and it really hurt things. People like him are the reason we have all these variants now that we got to deal with. Keep in mind, we're talking about YouTube. On the one hand, it is just a website for people to make videos. On the other hand, it's gotten so popular and people rely on it so much that it should be regulated and be a fair platform for everyone. And you know we can't allow YouTube, owned by Google, to be responsible enough to do that themselves. Real regulation means through the government. Do these people want the government to come in? No, they don't. I do. I think it would be a step in the right direction. All social media needs to be.
And their definition of misinformation is anything that opposes their viewpoint.
Yeah, of course, that's bullshit. I hate when these right-wingers do this. Now, I don't know if he's a right-winger, but he's acting exactly like one. And I have noticed that most low-carbers, pro-meat people are on the right. 98%. They're putting things in quotes. That's illegal. Of course they didn't say this. Now let's see what Ian has to say.
This is also a lie. This is what he's saying.
Right. He's putting words into their mouth. You see this all the time with the MAGA group.
Of the rules here.
I mean, if you go to Dr.
Here, before he starts self-aggrandizing, let's take a look. The medical misinformation policy actually says, let's read it. Because he doesn't. He just shows quotes of himself saying stuff as they swipe across the screen. YouTube doesn't allow content that poses a serious risk of egregious harm by spreading medical misinformation that contradicts local health authorities, LHAs, or the World Health Organization's guidance about specific health conditions. You can disagree with Big Pharma, but that's not what we're doing here. That's not what's happening here.
If Dr. Berg is not spreading dangerous misinformation, then he has absolutely nothing to worry about. If he is not telling people to drink turpentine or that they can cure their cancer by going keto, then he doesn't breach YouTube guidelines and he won't have an issue.
But guess what? Now they're going to have a very difficult time finding those solutions because all these medical sites are going to replace alternative health. I mean, I used to rank
Search engine ranking, that is, what comes up when you do a search, that has always been problematic. Just not for him, because he's been manipulating it. He always comes up near the top. Oh, look, here he is projecting the truth. It seems like he's bothered because he's not ranking as high as he used to. What's that saying? To someone who's always had privilege, having to live as a normal person looks like oppression.
I mean, I used to rank for so many conditions. Now you can't even find me unless you type Dr. Berg / whatever.
Doing searches for any kind of medical issue, he was always there, right there in the search results, and it was irritating.
Do you think he would talk to these women about this in a public setting? Would he elect to go on their podcast?
Yeah, I think I've pointed out before that Dr. Berg does not do any debates. He can't do a debate. He would lose as the most debunked person on YouTube.
If they found him to be scientifically inaccurate, he's going to throw a tantrum and say, well, they're all biased. They're all paid for by Big Pharma.
Oh, that sounds familiar.
Dr. Berg is knowingly lying to his audience. YouTube search is where someone types keto diet into the search bar, and this accounts for very little views across the YouTube platform. Then you have browse and suggested views that account for 75% of all traffic on the platform. This means you watch a video on the keto diet and then you are suggested another video on the topic. In the last 30 days, Berger's received nearly 29 million views, making £75,000 or around $92,000 in ad revenue alone, and then having the audacity to say that people are out to get him. Pipe down, Berg, and
Well, it is true that people are out to get him, and I'm one of those people. But this isn't how we should be getting him. We should be getting him in court, because some of the things he's done is illegal, and some things he's done should be illegal. And YouTube allowing this for years should be illegal.
Who is buying this shit? Also, if you're shadow banned, why do you have 11 million subscribers? That's suspicious. Where are all your 11 million fans? That's crazy.
Yes.
Unless
I made a video on this, I think, where I pointed out that Berg is not as popular as he seems. He has a ton of subscribers, but he doesn't get really high views on his videos. I just saw someone talking about this in the comments, and one excuse that a Berg fan made is that you have to understand that there's many reasons people drift off of a channel. Yeah, but that happens with every channel. But the discrepancy on Berg's channel is much bigger. Another reason that person gave for people not watching Berg's videos, if they're subscribed, is that people die. Yes, especially if they're listening to Dr. Berg. So one of his fans said, Dr. Berg just has a lot of subscribers who have died.
You know, unless those fans were fake, your guru has been unthroned.
I mean, if you go to drberg.com, you will see that I have 7,607 success stories.
Oh, man. These people rely on anecdotes. Sure, he's helped people. And yeah, if you get off things like gluten, that will help some people. But that is not the stuff we're talking about. And his fans do this all the time. He's helped so many people. Well, tell that to the dead people who can no longer watch his videos and who can no longer talk about how they were affected by Dr. Berg's advice. You know, there's that old saying, dead men tell no anecdotes.
607 success stories.
Only 7,000? You have 11 million
Oh!
You only have 7,000?
I'm helping people. I'm giving people.
I'm helping people. He's completely parroting his viewers that go around saying, he's helping people.
And if you just read the comments, you'll see that a lot of people are being helped.
There you go. Those people could be people that he has employed. Some comments I saw on YouTube sounds like Big Brother is watching. Communism is being pushed again. See, there you go. There you go. This is what right-wingers have been saying, along with socialism and that other word, Marxism. Yeah. And about Big Brother, where was Big Brother for the last 5 years? When Dr. Berg was just free to run amok. YouTube had no problem with Dr. Berg's BS and COVIDiot harmful information for all those years. Someone else said, we all need an alternative to YouTube. I've been calling for that for like 6 or 7 years. An alternative that doesn't push their socialist/communist values. It's an attack on human rights of free speech and freedom. There you go. It's just a right-winger.
Freedom! 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 Government say we can't go out. It's a prohibition. It's illegal.
No, this isn't not attacking any of those things. It's the fucking algorithm. There's always been an algorithm that decides what comes up in search results. Dr. Berg was fine with it when it benefited him and when he could manipulate it. And then they've changed all that. And then they wiped out all his manipulation. Another maggot said, what a dangerous set of circumstances with any 20-year-old libtard, as in liberal, with Kool-Aid colored hair, a nose ring, and tattoos gets to decide what is good and what is not good for the public. Well, that is a problem. Who is to decide? I've talked about this for like 7 years. Problem with the internet is what comes up when you search for something. How is that decided? What gets up higher than others? Something has to decide that. That's known as the algorithm, and it has to be programmed in some way. Yes, tattoos are a red flag, and those kind of people should not decide. But also, scammers and Scientologists should not decide either. This person ends by saying something I've only heard myself say. He said, vote correctly. But he means opposite of my way, and he said, get conservative representation that will end censorship. There is no censorship. This was me back in spring. You can see how out of control the kale plants have gotten. And there I am eating some of the kale flowers. Now here is the same area in the fall. Although it wasn't this fall because I'm way behind. It wasn't last fall either. So I'm just catching up on my updates. It's time for dinner. I'm gonna have some buckwheat. Something went wrong with this. These plants are dying. Ooh. It's turned black. May not have gotten enough water, but I've grown this successfully before. On to the potato plant. As you can see, it has died recently. I've already dug up 2 potatoes, so I'm gonna search for some more now. I think I found one. Yep. So that's 3. This plant was really good too. I don't know how long they're supposed to last. Wow, oh my God. Just cut myself that big piece of glass. I just slept in the mud. Gotta wash this right away. This is a fertilizer. Don't want fertilizer getting into my bloodstream. And that's one reason people wear gloves when they garden. I keep forgetting about that. I was just picking some dinner. I wasn't really thinking about that. Okay. Back to digging. Yep. There might be one more here. I'll save that for another meal.